Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning into the Medium by Design. Today's messages are from a dear friend of mine, Ginny Stern, who recently passed, and I asked her to come in 2 mornings in a row because I just can't get enough of this woman. I loved her dearly. I know her for over 30 years. Very deep friendship I had with this woman, and she's a phenomenal teacher, and she's taught many, many people over the years. She will be missed terribly. But this is important that I share with you, and she's just, even in her death, she's amazing. So here's how I opened it. I just received a text from Ginny's son that she passed recently. I, of course, felt her transition as she was one of the top 3 people I have ever met in this lifetime. She was the second person to assist me to stay on the correct path of life, as I was not a spiritual young man. I was embarking on learning about the gay community as well as opening up to a spiritual experience. Ginny, I invite you to spend some time with me and share anything you would like to share. I will most likely make a video about you and include this message. Ginny Stern. Hi, Sal. You know I love you so much. We have gone in and out of each other's lives for over 30 years. It was an amazing time. There are a couple of themes my life had that seemed pretty constant, and I believe I stayed committed and true to those themes. One was that my family, sisters and sons, were always on my mind, and I was always keeping in touch. The last 20 years or so, I did see myself stepping my life down a notch. I did not wish to work as much and needed to live near my boys. I had the perfect opportunities twice and got to live a coastal life. I am grateful I had some time to spend with each one and share our lives. It was always important for me to know how each was doing and support them no matter what was going on. This theme I tried to keep in the forefront of my life. The second theme that was important was to be ready and able to serve through my work. I kept in touch with many of my clients over the years and was always sent referrals from the many connections I made. I was grateful to have been useful and needed for so long. It was a rewarding experience to be able to touch people deeply and help them through life conditions. The third, and not the least important theme in my life, was my friendships. There were many people that I had the chance to share deep conversations, a visit, or even a trip, as we both did back in the early 90s. The friends that I enjoyed my spiritual journey were the most interesting. That group shared the exploration of the spirit and our connection to it. You and I had an affinity I did not have with most people. We knew things and shared things that were unique to our conversations. I might even say we spoke on another level and deeper than anyone else. That is the main purpose of your life, to assist people to go and understand deeper. That you do perfectly. I know and can see now some of the difficult things you have gone through personally and the many endings that you went through with close friends and family. That is also a very important part of your life. You had to be open and flexible to who came in as well as left your life. A huge lesson in detachment. Contrary to what you have been thinking and feeling through this current health issue and transition, you do have more to do and more to share with others this life. It was unfortunate that your heart developed this issue, but I can see this was not something you caused. I know you tried to look at this metaphysically and through your own emotional energies, but there is more to this story. I can see now that COVID has so many sides and aspects that I did not know or refused to see. I tried to keep it as simple as I could in my mind. Now I see it differently. It was hard to believe that there could have been a larger plan for this whole thing. As a Jewish person, I felt I had a handle on our history and kept myself aware to not repeat any behaviors that could invite that kind of treatment to the planet again. I did treat everyone with a certain amount of respect, care, and love in some way to dissipate the hate and other lower behaviors from taking a hold in any area of life I found myself. I know this might sound a little naive, but I believed I could play a small part in keeping the energy on Earth a little higher. I did my best to stay clear of strong political conversations, but was often exposed anyway, especially in the last few years. It was a challenge at times to stay neutral, and now I see there is much more to the picture than I ever realized. I believe humanity is or has been living in the dark, and many of these circumstances are indeed happening to wake people up. Time will tell how this all works out. I can honestly say that there are those that do not wish humanity to thrive, and some of the ideas floating around people's heads are not far off from the Holocaust period. I never spent much time talking about this, but I can definitely see the connection now. I know you feel somewhat defeated, or should I say deflated, coming out of this surgery and medical experience. I know how foreign something so serious with your body is to you. However, I also know that you had to go through this and survive. You came to this planet to do great things and touch many people. I saw this with your astrology chart, and I can see it in your personality and the way you speak. There is no doubt in my mind that you must continue on and reach more people. Your being makes, or I might say even forces people to see, think, and perhaps behave differently about and in their own lives. Just as I did my best to assist people to change, move past, let go, and improve their lives, you reach people so deeply they almost can't resist making changes to better themselves and their life experiences. It's as if you compel them to do better. I know Aries often have a role to inspire, but your soul has really tried to take that to a deeper level. I don't share this to put pressure on you, but to inspire you to stay open to more opportunities that will help you get more out of life and feel your life purpose more deeply. As you know, Spirit often has the reins of our lives, and our minds can't wrap around the series of events, stalls, breakdowns, breakups that we might be living through. Then at some point we see things so clearly as if the lights were turned on and we get our biggest aha moment. She has a beautiful sense of humor. She always did. So I will continue with this morning. This is Tuesday. This morning's second part of the message. I got up this morning, re-listened to Ginny's message, and decided I wanted more. Ginny, could you share more with me, your family, and friends? Ginny Stern. Can I share? Of course I can share. I'm a Gemini. Isn't there always more to talk about? I love you for taking the time to do this, although I already knew you would do it before I left. I can tell you that this is a completely different experience than living in a body. There is a floaty, spacey feeling at times. There is also the experience of meeting friends and relatives pretty quickly after leaving the body. That part is actually fun. I was smiling and laughing through all that meet and greet. I was honestly quite surprised. There were so many people that I hadn't seen in years. I wondered, do they all know you are about to die? Does someone send an invitation for them to be here? I know it sounds funny, but I did ponder that for a second. Then I was right into conversation with everyone. The other part of that experience that I will do my best to explain is how connected I felt to everyone over here. There is this unspoken understanding and a connection like telepathy to experience each other's essence. I know this might sound a little strange, but I want to share this to try to give you a handle of how it is on this side. We are so connected that if we felt this depth of connection while alive, many would be scared to death. Why? Because the connection we have to each other is so much deeper and feeling than most people ever want to feel. This isn't a sad experience over here because no one has any bad feelings. The most prominent feeling between each other is love. Not a nice feeling of love, but a depth and a knowing that each of us is simply love. In spiritual conversations, we often speak of love without really understanding it very much. I know many of you that know me feel a deep level of love between us. What I am sharing now is that we are that love. It isn't simply a feeling, it is the essence of all we are. Over here, that feeling is the most prominent. It never goes away, fades, or leaves our consciousness. I know you never expected me to share about this, but the teacher in me can't help it. There is always more to learn, even about death, which the word doesn't even do this experience justice. We need a more neutral word, something that sounds a little more pleasant. Death does not have a great ring to it. So as you can see, she has a fabulous sense of humor, even from the other side. And I appreciate knowing this woman for so long. I appreciate her calling me on April 6th to have a 2.5-hour conversation. I'll remember that until I die. We were very close, and we were very deep. She taught me a lot about life, spirit, and astrology. She is and will always be an extremely bright light. Bright light to everyone she ever met. So I thank you for watching. I am trying to say this with confidence that I will be back to share more. There's so much to share on the Medium by Design. And feel free to like, subscribe, and share. And if you feel this work, any of my videos touch you deeply or could touch someone else deeply, please pass it on. This is what I do. This is what I've been doing for over 30 years since I met Ginny Stern. So thanks again for watching, and there is more to come on the Medium by Design.